So I've previously shared with Outward's Journey that growing up in northern Wisconsin didn't provide a lot of exposure to the LGBTQ plus community. Will and Grace wasn't played on television, and my grandfather's reaction to the puppy episode of Ellen left me with fear of exploring that side of myself. It seemed like I was completely in the dark. Everyone I went to school with said I was gay, a faggot, a limperist, etc. I was bullied, I was an outcast, I was mentally and physically harassed for something I didn't even understand. It added confusion as why were they able to know who I was when I didn't? But who could I talk to? Who could I seek counsel from when I didn't even know what I was going on in my head and my heart? I struggled most of my teenage years trying to understand and make sense of who I was. I had my secret stash of J.C. Penney catalogs, and when we made our monthly trip to the city to go to Kmart, Walmart, etc., I always found my way to sneak off to the men's underwear department to scope out the guys in white undershirts and briefs. Looking back, I should have known I was only attracted to men, as anytime I came across the women's department, I cringed. One trip to visit my family in central Illinois, I was excited because they had the internet. I woke up at 3 in the morning to get onto that internet. I searched naked guys and clicked on the first link that came up. I was paranoid that someone would catch me. I was young and dumb. Keep in mind, this was dial up in 1997, and those that were attracted to men got the short end of the stick. Most of what we wanted to see was on the bottom of the page and being displayed line by line by line by line. My heart was pumping a million beats a minute as I felt like I had had a birthday and I hadn't even gotten to the belly button yet. Come on. Finally, I was getting to see what I wanted to see, and my horny teenage brain said, let's print this. Again, line by line by line by line. I folded it up and snuck it into my bag. I'm not even sure I logged off properly, and I know I didn't know how to clear the history at that time. I had also taken a copy of my cousin's Playboy along with that printout. My goofy self fell asleep with both of them laying on my bed. My dad decided that was the morning to wake me up and found both of them laying there. My heart sank. My stomach was in my throat, and I feared for my life, not because of what he would do, but what I might go through. I stressed all day and waited until my mom got home. I denied that all of it was mine and that the magazine I took from my cousin had the printout in it. I felt like I gave an Academy Award winning performance. Then I had to wait for round two when my father got home. They both said, okay, we believe you. I don't think they did. My dad died in 2001 when I was 19, and the next year my mom moved back to be with our family, leaving me in Wisconsin by myself. I was able to explore my sexuality, and I slowly told friends, working my way up to telling almost everyone in my life but my mother. At this point, my depression had kicked in. I was homeless, reckless, hitting rock bottom. I was needing help. Although my mother and I weren't speaking, I reached out and said, I need you. I need help. I went down for a visit and had a dinner that I was not prepared for. She asked me about staying with my friend, and I said I was no longer speaking with them. On the drive home, I didn't know what it was, but I got up the courage to say, Mom, that wasn't just a friend. I'm gay and he is now my ex. She replied, I know. Then she began to question, are you sure you're gay? Have you ever slept with a woman? What did I do to make you gay? I answered all those questions as she began to cry, and then she burst out, it's all my fault. What are you talking about? I said. Through her tears and the breaks and crying, she said, I should have never bought you those girls' clothes. Excuse me? I said in my head. What are you talking about? She responded, when you were going through your Mickey Mouse phase, yes, that is a phase I had. I used to buy you girls' socks, sweatshirts, bags, etc. They didn't have them in boys, and I figured it wouldn't matter. I explained that those items didn't make me gay, but that also explains some of the comments and harassment I received in school. Over the next 5 years, my mother and I struggled with our relationship. We went through some more years without speaking. At this point, I had put up a wall and wasn't speaking to my entire family. At that point, I only had my best friend and no one else. Luckily, I met my wonderful husband, Dan, and I moved to be with him at the University of Illinois in Urbana. Through some MySpace stalking, yes, that's how old I am, I learned that my sister was pregnant in the middle of November. I sent her a message about how happy I was for her and wished her the best. We ended up having a texting relationship for a little bit. In January, I got a phone call. My sister had a miscarriage. She was at the hospital and she said that my mother would like to speak with me at some point. My sister decided to hold a funeral service, and I took my fiance Dan at that point, and his first exposure to my family was that funeral. I think I should apologize to him, right, Carmi? My mom and I slowly rebuilt our relationship. We are honestly in the best place we've ever been in 38 years. We still have a few struggles, but I'm learning that this is who my mother is. I know she cares about my husband and I, and oddly, I'm realizing that as I write this, I might need to do some more work around it, as my work with the LGBTQ plus community is something that I don't share with her. I don't even share that I'm doing this tonight. I don't feel like it's a part of my life that she gets to have access to. And partially because I've never asked. I don't even know if it's something she wants to have access to. Why I'm sharing this is something sparked by Carmi, who is our wonderful couples counselor, said during her outwards journey share back in November, how her father responded to her sharing her aspects of her life. I'm wanting to believe that's how my father would react. To wrap up, I have learned from this story is your story is yours. Don't let others make your coming out about them. With some of the struggles I've shared today and previously, it is important to find a sense of humor in it. If my mom thinks that me wearing Mickey Mouse made me gay, well, it is what it is. There's going to be a lot of disappointed parents. It is also important to know your value. Know that there are strangers out there that care about you. There are many times I didn't have family, and it was those strangers that helped me get through. Once I got my shit together, I was able to see the forest through the trees and see that my family did care. Lastly, in the case of my father, I am learning it is easiest to assume the best outcome because the worst only holds agency in your head and eats away at you. Again, your story is yours. You get to create that story that plays out. And I am currently learning sometimes finding that one person will make your dreams come true. Thank you.